So the crypto market's in a bit of a better spot as we do kick off the week on this beautiful Monday, with Bitcoin's price climbing back above $100,000 at the time of recording and alts pushing up anywhere from 5 to 10%. Now, this has led many of you to wonder, man, are we back? Like, is the dump over? Was that the Black Swan event everyone was talking about? And I wanted to make a quick video addressing that question that many of you are asking yourself. And so that's what we're going to be doing today, guys. Do not forget that if you do want to do a little bit of trading, you can check out that link to BTCC down below, in which you can get up to $10,000 for each one of you and up to 40% lower trading fees than on the exchanges that you're on right now. So I feel like it's a fantastic offer. The link is down below to BTCC. It's where I do about 95% of my trading. So check that out if that does interest you. But overall, let's kind of just talk about what's happening in the crypto market, because again, this is a bit surprising, right? You know, on Saturday, we obviously got a ton of news coming between the US and Iran, in which the US did drop 14 bombs on 3 nuclear sites over in Iran, kind of causing a lot of chaos within the world. Now, in retaliation, Iran did go ahead and give approval to close some very important trade routes that involved oil, which of course then did cause on Sunday oil prices to shoot up a good bit, which freaked a lot of people out. Everyone started to wonder how this would impact the rest of the world. How would this impact inflation, right? Well, if oil prices go up, oftentimes that does then impact basically everything. It impacts gas and it impacts oil, right? And if we start to see inflation rising, is that going to cause, of course, a delay from the Fed to enter into QE? Are they going to raise interest rates? I mean, a lot of panic happened. Now, I'm not going to lie. When all this started yesterday, I did make a video for you all saying, hey, everyone calm down. This will work itself out. Stop freaking out. We'll probably be fine. Well, and 24 hours later, here we are. So that's kind of the way that all of this went. And of course, now with a day like today, we're seeing the market looking a little bit better. And a lot of you just want to know, well, why is the market better today? And is the dump over? Well, the reason why the market is in a bit of a better position today is because of a couple things, in my opinion. One, I think people are just getting used to tensions in the Middle East. I think people are just used to stuff happening there, right? Whether it's between Israel and Palestine or Iran or whatever it may be, people as a whole are just getting used to it. Not saying they don't care, but they're not like freaking out as if it was the first time where, of course, the big kaboom happened, right? Between Russia and Ukraine or Israel and Palestine, right? People are just kind of getting used to it. That's one. Two, we're not really seeing huge delays happening on these trade routes for oil over in Iran, right? I know they said they were going to close the strait. They were going to do all this. I don't really think they can, to be honest. And because of that, we're still seeing a good bit of kind of, interconnectedness within these trade routes. So it's just not really doing anything. Sure, there may be small slowdowns, but for the most part, as of time of recording, nothing's really happening. So when everyone freaked out, wondering how, increase in oil prices and all of this would cause, huge inflation jumps, we're not really seeing it that much. And a lot of the gains in price that oil has gone up have been kind of trimmed back down a bit. Now, it's still up a little bit, but not enough to freak everyone out, right? And so because we're starting to see like people not really caring as much, and of course, not really that much happening, it seems like people are starting to like cope with this a little bit. Like, this isn't so bad yet, right? And obviously you can feel the tension in the market. Like the market is going up a little bit right now, but there's tension to it where people are like, I'm gonna throw a little bit in and just see what happens. But people are still kind of pulling back a bit because of course we have a whole week ahead of us, right? We got our old boy Trump in office. You never know what's gonna happen this week, right? And so because of that, right, things may go crazy tomorrow in a good way or a bad way. But it seems overall that people are getting growingly more confident that this is a manageable situation between the US, Iran, Israel, Palestine, whatever it may be, and they're not freaking out anymore. And so when you combine all these things together, well, you get a day, of course, just like this. Now, obviously, I am pretty happy about that at the time of recording because we did do that purchase yesterday, right? We did go ahead and snatch up a little bit of crypto right here as Bitcoin's price did hit roughly $99.6 thousand. Matter of fact, what I will do is I'll actually show you the things that I did buy yesterday just for fun. I know I don't usually show you guys too much what I post over in the school, but I'm feeling a little bit fun today. So what you can see is that yesterday, as of course, Bitcoin's price was at $99,640. I did go ahead and buy some Bitcoin. And I'd also bought a little Solana, a little SUI, ETH, XRP, tiny amount of ADA, and some XLM. And if we do go ahead and look at that, I mean, a lot of those purchases that we made yesterday are looking pretty good. You look at some ETH up about 2%, Solana up 2%, SUI up 2%, XRP down just a little bit. It's all good. ADA barely up, HBAR up 4.7%. So overall, not looking too shabby. Now, it's obviously not good enough gains that I'm super excited. Like, oh my goodness, all right, I'm super excited about it. But I'm happy in the sense that it's like, well, it's nice to see that we did catch a little local bottom. Now, the question that a lot of people have though is, okay, that was a local bottom, but is that the bottom? Like, is this over? And I'm seeing so many videos on YouTube of people saying it is over or it's not over. And I'm going to give you a very annoying take on this, okay? I'm going to give you a bit of an annoying take. It doesn't really matter, right? So obviously, like, we want all answers. We want clarity, like, is this over or not? But I think whenever you go on YouTube and you click on a video titled like this one or any of these other videos, really all you're looking for is someone to tell you something that aligns with what you're hoping, but you actually know they don't also, they also don't know. So let me give you an example. So I think whenever someone makes a video like, is the dump over? Just like this one, obviously, I just wanted to play this fun little game with you here, but is the dump over? No one actually knows because no one knows what's going to happen. What we're seeing in the crypto market is purely happening as a result of what we're seeing with the White House and more geopolitical things, right? And so we don't know. Like, no one knows what Trump's going to say tomorrow. No one knows what Iran's going to say by the time I upload this video. And whatever is said by these two countries or on their Twitter pages, that is going to impact the market. It's going to cause investor reaction, which is going to give us pumps, or it's going to give us dumps. And so no one truly knows what's going to happen. I know that, and you know that. But really what you're trying to do, you as a viewer, is you're trying to find a creator who's going to just agree with your bias, right? You're hoping it's over, so you're going to go find creators that say it is over, right? But the truth is, at our core, none of us actually know if this is over or not. We're just hoping that it is or is not. So I'm not going to go and honestly tell you whether it is over or it's not over, but I will give you this. If it is over, we were able to purchase at a very good opportune time, and we're going to probably see some gains coming soon as we kind of resolve some of these things. Now, we do, of course, core PCE coming towards the end of the week or whatever, but I do believe that if it is over, we just snagged a pretty good opportunity for Bitcoin under $100,000. We bought some alts, and we're probably going to see a bit of a runner here in the market. Wouldn't shock me at all if Bitcoin ran to 110K. If it's not over, though, so let's kind of play devil's advocate, right? If it's not over, I don't think that it's going to go much further, okay? Now, the reason that I say that is the exact reason as to why I bought yesterday. So yesterday, when Bitcoin, for example, was at 90, let's call it 98.2K. Look at what happened with a lot of these different indicators. Your 4-hour RSI got to the lowest point that it's been at since right here. And you may wonder, well, Tyler, what is right there? Well, that was the point in which it got to right when Bitcoin's price hit $74,000 before absolutely ripping back towards the upside. Now, what this means is that we got so far, we went so low so fast yesterday when we fell below 99K that we got extremely overextended. And the last time that happened was when Bitcoin was in the 70,000 range, right? Which is crazy to me. You look at your daily RSI. Your daily RSI absolutely tanked all the way back to the 39 level. And again, the only time that Bitcoin's price recently was around that point was right back here, guys. Was right whenever Bitcoin was right around, a little bit lower, but right at that previous low. Now, does this mean for sure that Bitcoin bottomed yesterday? No, it doesn't. But remember, that wasn't my point. My point was, if this isn't the bottom, I don't think there is much further to go before we do try to give a good bounce. And the reason that I say that is because Bitcoin was getting incredibly overextended as it fell to the downside. And if it continues lower, it's going to be harder and harder and harder for the bears to try to push Bitcoin's price down, okay? And in addition to that, what you can't forget is that we have massive levels of support below us. Bitcoin is still maintaining bounce zone 1, which is crazy how resilient bounce zone 1 has been because it's not usually this resilient. It has bounce zone 2 directly below it at $97.4, $93,000, and then bounce zone 3 at $88,000 all the way down to $86,000. So there are massive zones of support sitting directly below us, which are going to do a hell of a job, in my opinion, at trying to push Bitcoin's price upwards. So if Bitcoin did hold support yesterday, if this was the bottom and it is going to try to continue, great. It's probably going to push back up towards the golden zone. We're going to take more profit off the table, and we just hit another lick on the market, right? We got to do a little bit of buying, get to do a little bit of selling, get to do a little bit of buying, get to do a little bit of selling, consistently playing these ranges until something happens. But if Bitcoin's price is not done yet, say Trump comes out and says something, that causes the market to pull back, well, guess what? It's going to continue its overextension to the downside. We're probably going to see a ton of bullish divergence forming towards some of these lower levels, which simply just means, in simple terms, that we're probably going to see it bounce off one of these lower levels Anyway, now listen, that's not a guarantee. And if Iran just shoots a nuclear warhead back at the US, obviously Bitcoin's probably going to absolutely catapult to the downside. But I'm speaking in terms of what's probable. That's possible, it's not probable. And in the realm of probabilities, even if Bitcoin's price does decide to pull back, I still think it's going to try to find some support just because it got so overextended yesterday. I want to show you what the Bollinger Bands did yesterday because it's craziness. Look, on the one day, guys, on the one day, we went outside of the Bollinger Bands. And if you don't know what that means, let me just show you. The last couple of times that Bitcoin went outside the Bollinger Bands was here, right before Bitcoin rallied back up to 110, was here before it ripped, was here before it ripped, was here before it ripped, was here before it recovered, was here before it ripped. I mean, look what happens. That's like a key signal of overextension. And look at what happens every time we get overextended like that. Do you guys notice a pattern where when I'm buying, I'm almost always buying when we get outside the Bollinger Bands? And it's for a reason, because that is a huge drop. And I don't think it was really justified yesterday. And so because of all of these things, if Bitcoin continues to fall, it just means it's going to fall further and further down into these Bollinger Bands, making it so much more likely that it will try to return upwards. So listen, if it does want to fall, I kind of welcome it. Let that baby fall, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to help grandma up, right? Grandma got kicked down the stairs. I'm going to help grandma up, and I'm going to be buying a little bit of Bitcoin. I'm going to buy a little bit of ETH, a little Solana, a little SWI, because I just don't think that this is that big of a deal. Now, that is right now. If something crazy happens in the Middle East, I might change the tune a bit, but that's where I'm at right now, okay? So I know many of you are fishing for the answers. Is it over? Is the dump over? Is this pump gonna last, right? That's what everyone wants to know, but the truth is no one knows, but even it doesn't really matter. If it goes up from here, we get to take profits off the table because we have been buying in all of these dips. If it dumps from here, we get to buy more and buy in these dips before that pump comes, because I'm very confident we'll get that bounce and we'll get that opportunity to make some gainers when we do get some sort of move, right? So that's where I'm at. I'll continue updating you guys on all of this as it does play out. And I will let you know one thing before we wrap up this video. One thing I want you to know is that, look, I know in these videos I talk a lot about Bollinger Bands and RSIs and divergences and liquidations and a bunch of stuff that might get a little bit confusing, especially if you're newer to the space. And if you do think these things get a little bit confusing, I want you to go down to the link down below and I want you to go sign up for our wait list for the Crypto Playbook. This is a free resource. Not free as in like it's free and then I'm going to make you pay for it. No, free as in literally I'm just going to give you a free resource. And in this playbook, you are going to get access to all of the things that I talk about on a day-to-day basis. What are the Bollinger Bands? What is technical analysis? What is fundamental analysis? What are investment strategies, right? Like all of these things that we talk about here on the channel, I'm going to be explaining all of it in super deep, thorough detail with videos and text and images, all in this Crypto Playbook, which is coming in less than 1 month. And if you do sign up today, I'm going to start sending you some free chapters from the playbook before it ever even releases. So check out the link down below. We're going to be limiting the amount of people who can sign up to this. We're still gauging what number we want to limit at, a couple thousand. So check out that link down below. Go download that. And don't forget, if you do want to trade, go check out BTCC. But overall, that's my answer. I know it's annoying. I know it's such an aggravating and frustrating answer. It's like, Tyler, just tell me if you think it's over or not. I don't want to try to feed your bias. You are just trying to confirm your own biases. You're not actually trying to know, because you know deep down, no one knows, okay? So the better way to look at this is like, okay, let's just assess both options. What if it does? What if it doesn't? And what you'll realize is that no matter whether it does or doesn't end with this, it's still probably going to play out pretty strong in our favor. This is exactly why I told you all 2 days ago. You never know when the crypto market's just going to have a pumping day, and what we're feeling right now is just going to be a thing of the past. Well, look, 24 hours later, the market's in a pretty decent spot, and it might not last, but right now it is in a decent spot. And we're feeling much better. So you can't panic in those moments. You can't freak out in those moments. You can't worry in those moments. You got to make a strategy and stick to that strategy no matter what happens in crypto. And guys, I will tell you, all those strategies that I keep talking about, there's a bunch of alpha and strategies in the Crypto Playbook coming as well. So check that out down below. Stay tuned, stay aware, and stay present, okay? You just have to stick through these moments, because over time, you're going to be in a great spot, okay? So I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. I do want to know one thing. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me in the sense that it doesn't matter if the market pulls back or pumps, because we're probably going to go up soon anyway? Do you agree with me? But also, give me your bias. Do you want it to go down or do you want it to go up? And tell me why. I think those comments will surprise you a little bit, because you might think everyone wants it to go up. I think it'll surprise you a bit. So check the link down below. Check the comments down below. Let me know what you all think, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.